Hey guys, what's up? This is Dsudi19, and I'm finally back in my normal location and ready to make the long-awaited setup tour video that I've been promising for weeks and weeks. So I'm going to show you my setup, how I edit, etc. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode. So you'll immediately notice that this setup is dominated by two 1080p Asus 23-inch monitors. Along with that, we have our case, which is a Rosewell Blackhawk, and it's a very, very bright blue due to all the lights and fans that are in there. We also have several other aspects with the setup, such as my Blue Yeti microphone, and we have a Logitech C920 digital web camera. So a whole lot of aspects, and it's a pretty intimidating build. I've saved up for years and years to get this. This is kind of my dream computer. I built it about a year ago, so it's starting to get a bit dated, and you'll see that in the specs, but I will update pretty soon, and for now, it's still an awesome build. So without further ado, let's start taking a look at the individual components. So I think it's most appropriate that we start out with the tower, which of course is driving the entire setup. So let's go ahead and list off the specs. We have an Intel Core i7-3770 processor, clocked up to 3.9 GHz. That is the non-K edition. I decided since it was my first build, I wasn't going to be doing some overclocking, so works just fine. We have a GTX 570 Ti, which at the time was pretty much the most modern GPU. And yeah, it's still a pretty good GPU. I will be updating in the future, but overall, I'm very happy with it. We also have an Asus P8H77M Micro ATX motherboard, which has quite a few features. I was pretty stupid when I did this build because it was my first and I got a Micro ATX motherboard, so it lacks some features, doesn't have SLI capabilities and such, but still a pretty good motherboard. We have a 60GB Vertex SSD, that of course is SATA 3, 6 gigabits a second, and yeah, that's a pretty quick SSD, but it's pretty outdated in SSD terms. I was pretty stupid when I did this since it was my first build, didn't go with a bigger drive or even a better drive, but still an SSD, so still some pretty insane speeds. We have a 1TB Barracuda 7200 RPM hard drive in there, and that is all packaged inside of a Blackhawk Rosewell gaming case, which has 5 fans by default. I installed 2 more, so some crazy airflow. And also we have a 750 watt power supply. I think that's a Thermatake power supply. So yeah, I've not really had too many reliability issues with this build. Still gets very good frame rate. I can max out Battlefield 3. Minecraft, I get, 350 frames easy. Yeah, so it's still a really, really good build. Just something that needs to be updated pretty soon. But still, a year out, very, very good build. That Core i7 is great for video editing and everything I need. So attached to the computer, I have my Blue Yeti microphone, which I got during the holidays, and that's what I use in almost all of my videos except the last 4 or so. But when you hear the better audio quality, it's the Blue Yeti. I'm really, really happy with it, and it's something I'll be using. So to record a lot of my videos, usually my face cams, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I use the Logitech C920 digital web camera. It has 1080p video recording, annotation on screen for the review. Very good webcam, and I'm very happy with it. Next we have my mouse, which is a Razer DeathAdder 2013 edition with 6400 dots per inch, so a very high sensitivity mouse, really, really good, and I love it a lot. It has some nice green coloring, really nice texture, and good build quality. Annotation on screen for the review of that mouse. Next we have my Razer Black Widow 2013 edition mechanical gaming keyboard. This is one of my most popular reviews, so annotation on screen. Really, really an excellent keyboard. It's held up for a very long time, and yeah, I still love it. Great green backlighting, and a really overall great keyboard. My daily driver headphones are the Audio-Technica AT-HM50s, which are of course very, very popular, and really they're excellent headphones. I mean, for the price, I got them for $115 on Amazon. I don't think you can beat them. So I'm not quite an audiophile, but I think these are really great. Now for my speaker setup, I have 2 Harman Kardon speakers along with a subwoofer. And all of this I found in the trash, so I have a whole stereo system from the trash. It's actually really, really good, but I just don't use it a lot because I have my headphones. Next we have my iPad 2, which I got a very long time ago. I got it right when it was launched. This is a 32GB model, Wi-Fi only, and I made my first 2 videos on it, and those are bad, but I love this tablet. Next we have a Wii, which is probably the most underrated console besides the GameCube. And yeah, it's still a really good console. I like playing GameCube games mostly on it, but I think it's quite an underrated console and still pretty good. Next I have my old GameCube, which is no doubt the most underrated console of all time. I just love all the first party games on it. Melee is awesome. Yeah, it's a really, really good console. Alright, there you have it. You have seen my setup. Just a quick note now, I edit using Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, which I got off of a friend because no way I could afford that. I also make my intros and outros using After Effects, which is a really good program. Uses a lot of RAM. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance 1600 RAM in my computer. I'm sorry about that, but yep, you saw my setup. I'm pretty happy with it, and let me know what you guys think. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. I put a ton of work into this particular episode, getting all those films together and trying to figure out what's actually in my computer. So a like would really be helpful. But anyways, guys, that will finish it off for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, as I already said for the third time, and have a nice day.